Dear children, welcome to the class. Wish you all a great learning. Here, Unit 3, Hydrosphere. In the last class of last week, we came up to the ocean relief phenomena. We got seen what is continental shelf, what is continental slope, what is deep sea plain or abyssal plain, what are trenches. Even I asked you to point 3 or 4 trenches, 4 or 5 trenches in a map, world map that you have. By seeing the atlas at the back of the atlas, their trenches are there. 57 trenches exist in the world. Now we are going to now we are going to know about salinity. Salinity. What is salinity? Salinity of water. What is salinity? The amount of salt present in a unit of water. Unit means 1 liter, 10 liters, like this. Here 1 liter for every liter. Whatever the amount of salt is dissolved in a liter of water, that is called salinity. We all know that water in seas and oceans will be saline. Got it? There is only one sea which don't have saline water, that is Caspian Sea. About Turkey, if you see, or to the right of India, if you see travel, it will be like this, like Mitochondria standing. You see Mitochondria standing a map. This is called Caspian Sea, near Armenia. Ukraine and Armenia. Here Armenia we will see this type of sea. Only this is the sea which will have fresh water in the entire world. All seas will have salty water, saline water only. Oceans will have saline waters only. Right? So now, how this salinity will be there in the ocean waters and the ocean waters and sea waters? It will happen because of inflow of rivers. So rivers are not salty, water will be sweet in rivers, but why the sea water and ocean water will be salty? Ocean is nothing but mixing up of several seas, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Indian Sea, Andaman Sea. If they mix, it will become Indian Ocean. Got it? So seas are confluence of rivers, different rivers flow in, and they will be discharging their course of water at one point, that will become a sea. So rivers, which are rivers and streams of water which is flowing from the high altitude areas of the earth to the lower altitudes, will be carrying in its path, it will be traveling through forests, mountains, valleys and so on. While it is going on through that, they will be carrying the salty, many minerals and chemicals along with them. And one chemical, sodium and chloride, when they get deposited in the sea water, that will give water salinity. The salt which we use, edible salt that we eat in our dishes, that we eat and we make our dishes add to get some taste. That salt is also NaCl only, that is made from sea waters only. Got it? years together, these saline substances are chemicals and minerals are carried into the sea, deposited by the rivers, and the saline substances constant year after, it will be increasing. It will be increasing, and that will give the salinity to the water. Did not happen a single day. River water is very happy to drink, fresh or sweet. But it will be containing how much what is the salinity for every liter of water? Only 2%, 2 grams will be there. 2 parts ppb we say 2 parts per 1000 liters milliliters. Got it right? So 1000 ml is 1 liter. For 1000 milliliters, only 2 milliliters is the salt existing in fresh water in rivers and rivulets, streams of water. Got it right? So that's why it is negligible. We don't feel when we drink that river water, we feel it is sweet and fresh, but not salty. But this 2% translated in 1 year, 2% this is sea. You think this is sea, and these are the rivers coming, Krishna and Godavari, Mahanadi, Kaveri. They are bringing what? 2 grams each. 2 grams each. And depositing where? In the sea. Mahanadi deposit, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, they deposit them 2 plus 8 grams a year. 8 grams not in a single year. 2 years, 3 years, 100 years, 500 years. In this way, it is going on dumping millions of years. So what happened? That water existing in the sea turned into salty, saline. Being salty is called saline. So that's why salinity is the amount of the certain quantity of salt getting dissolved in waters, mostly sea waters or ocean waters. It is called as salinity, right? So salinity is counted as parts per 1000 ppb, parts per 1000. When we say this is 2%, we have 0. The percent is 100. Percent means 100 now. But for how many milliliters we are taking? 1000 milliliters. That's the 0 we should have. 2% 0 ppb. Parts per 2% 0 is ppb. Parts per 1000. 2 parts per every 1000 milliliters of water or 1 liter of water. 1000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter only, isn't it? So half liter 500 milliliters. Got it? So 2% is 0 we have to write. That means parts per 1000. Per 1000 milliliters of water, only 2 milliliters is salt existing in fresh waters, river waters. What it now? Whereas it will be in oceans highest 35%. 35%. In estuaries means where rivers meet. Rivers will be meeting sea. There we have where 0 to 35, 5 to 30, what ppt? 5 milliliters to 30 milliliters. The places where backwaters, brackish waters, estuaries are where the river water will be meeting the sea. There will be 5 to 30. And mangroves and so on at the top, when it is starting, river is starting, it will be below 5 ppt. Got it? So that is 2% in rivers will be identified as. So in this way, the saline aspect will be added to the sea waters because of rivers and so on. Not only rivers and rivulets, but also some activity happens under the ocean waters and sea waters. What it is under oceans, there are mountains, volcanoes are also there. Volcanic eruption happens, some material from the interior of the earth will be coming out and it will be forming extrusive landforms under which water? Ocean water or sea water. Ocean water or sea water. So that material also will consist of some salts and also hydrothermal vents. hydrothermal vents, volcanoes under the water, under ocean water, and hydrothermal vents. Hydrothermal vents. Hydrothermal vents. What are vents? I said the openings on the surface of the holes that get developed on the surface of the earth underwater, under ocean water. So through this also fissure eruption. We said in a fissure eruption. That is the fissure eruption we said in volcanoes when I explained in volcanoes in last second lithosphere. Fissure eruption is through these holes mantle will come out because of extreme heat. What it? So here also this mantle which is coming out also brings some salts into the ocean water existing on the surface of the earth. Not only from rivers and rivulets, but also under the ocean cover also, water cover also, the salts are added by volcanoes eruption. Mantle comes out, some salts come and join in the ocean water. And when this fissure eruption occurs, means the naturally formed holes on the surface of the earth, through that mantle comes out under the ocean waters, some salts will be coming and joining the ocean waters. That's why salinity increases. But so if you see, with they are called these fissures are called hydrothermal vents. Why they are called? Thermal heat. They are bringing out hot mantle. That's why this is the vent which is bringing hot material out. Where it is bringing hydro means underwater. Hydro means water. Thermal means hot mantle coming out. Through which it is coming? Through vents it is coming. Through vents, the holes it is coming out. So they are called hydrothermal vents. Able to understand? Because of the heat of the mantle, the earth over here gets melted, crust over here gets melted, and ultimately the mantle comes out, and as these are formed, vents are formed because of the heat, and under the water they are called hydrothermal vents. Able to understand, Anna? So through hydrothermal vents and volcanic eruptions that happen under the ocean water or sea water, there also salt will be coming out from the mantle. Got it? And it will be getting added to the ocean waters. Able to understand? So that is the thing. Got it? What are the factors that influence the salinity of water? There are certain factors, Nana. Factors that will be showing their impact upon the factors that will be showing their impact upon factors that influence salinity of water. Salinity of water. What are the factors? The factors are: 1. Evaporation and precipitation. Evaporation and precipitation. Next, the inflow of fresh water into the seas in coastal areas. In coastal areas, the quantity of fresh water coming into the sea, the quantity of fresh water coming into the sea, coming into ocean, coming into sea, right? in polar region, in polar region, in polar region, freezing and thawing. Polar region, freezing and thawing. Wind, the transportation of water made by wind. The transportation of water by wind. Next, ocean currents. Ocean currents, right? Ocean currents. See, what are the factors that influence salinity of water, ocean water, sea water? Means salinity is more or less. That depends upon what? That depends upon several factors, Nana. One, evaporation and precipitation. What is the quantity of water getting evaporated from the water bodies? When water will be getting evaporated in a good quantity and more quantity? When solar radiation, sun's heat and light are very much more very extreme, then more quantity of water will be going into atmosphere. If it is cloudy, clumsy, naturally no heat, evaporation will not be much. Evaporation will be not much. Got it? So naturally, no, when evaporation is not reaching the atmosphere, the quantity of precipitation will be less. Got it? So when evaporation is more, it will reach the atmosphere. From there again, when the clouds come in contact with cool air, it will gather in the form of precipitation. And when precipitation is more, what happens? Water runoff will be more. Water runoff will be more. More water will be going into seas and waters. The going water will carry along with it salts, minerals, chemicals from mountains, hills, valleys, plains, plateaus, through which it is traveling into sea. The way in its whatever the plains comes in its way, whatever the forests come in its way, whatever the plateaus come in its way, valleys come in its way, it will pass in a good quantity. Precipitation is more. More water comes in the form of rain, and more we see the water flowing in rivulets and rivers, in a streams, in a big way. Able to understand, Anna? Right. When evaporation is more and precipitation is more, that will show it better. What happens? Evaporation, water is getting evaporated, right? But is salt getting evaporated along with water? No. When evaporation is more, what happens to the salinity in ocean and sea waters? It will be more. Why? Because water is going away, but the salt is there as it is. So the salinity increases. And when precipitation is more, rain is usually coming into the sea, in the form of river, rivulets, water is coming into the sea, then more salts will be added to the sea waters, and then also salinity will be more. Got it? And when evaporation is less, no problem, salinity remains same. No droplet is going into the atmosphere, that's why it will remain same. When precipitation is less, no new salts will be added, the same salinity will be there. Able to understand? Yeah. In coastal areas, which you see here, India map. So these are the coastal areas in the east, Bay of course, in the east. Here Arabian Sea. We have Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal. These regions are the coastal regions. In coastal regions, what will influence the salinity of water? The amount of water or quantity of water discharging into the seas. If more water is coming from the hilly regions, hilly terrains, more quantity of salt will be there in the water. sea waters, added to the sea waters. Here also, more rivers are coming from and they are joining Arabian Sea. More salt is got. In coastal regions, the flow of fresh water, whatever the quantity it is flowing into the sea, that will decide the salinity of the sea. If it is more flow, more salts are added. Less flow, less salts are added. In polar region, freezing and thawing. Freezing, you all know. If it is climate is very cool, more water becomes snow, ice. So when it becomes more ice and snow, when is there a chance water coming in the form of streams and moving into rivers and the rivers coming and joining the seas? No. It will be less quantity of, because all the water is converting into solid ice, snow. Liquid is getting converted into snow. And whatever the water is, it is getting converted into snow and ice. There will be little flow of water into the streams. And streams will carry little quantity of water to the seas. Means if freezing is more, the salinity of the sea will not undergo much. It will be remaining same. But thawing, freezing and thawing. What is thawing? When snow gets melted into water, when sunshine is more, heat is more, when glaciers get melted, more quantity of water will be moving into streams, and that will be becoming rivers and rivulets and going into sea, carrying more quantity of salt and dumping it into the sea. They dump it into sea. And whatever salinity in the sea will be increasing. Salinity in the sea will be increasing. So, in this way, these three factors influence the salinity of the water. What evaporation and precipitation. In coastal areas, the quantity of fresh water coming into sea. And in polar region, freezing and thawing activity. Freezing means water getting converted into ice and snow. Thawing means ice and snow getting melted into water because of sun freeze. And now the transportation of water by wind. Wind, when it is blowing with a great speed, it will make water in the ocean to move to some other partner. In its direction it will take. And from where it is taking, that water is going in the means in that place the salinity decreases, because water consisting salts is going along with wind, and where this wind drops that quantity of water it took from here, it moved up to here and it dumped here. Here, as water which is consisting salt is missing, here salinity will be less. It will be whatever the salinity earlier 20 ppt you think, 5 ppt took away by the air or wind, only 15 ppt will be here. 15 gram milliliters per every liter will be there. Whereas here earlier it is 25, 5 we got from there. It will become 30 ml per every liter, because wind dumped that water here. It brought water with a great speed and it was left it here and it went away. So whatever the water, 5 ml of water, 5 ml of salt brought by that water, it was ready. Already 25 is there, 5 plus 25, 30 ml for every liter will be there, are 30 parts per 1000 will be there. Able to understand? PPT, parts per 1000. That should be written, the 30% along with the 0. That PPT, we have read it as 30 PPT, parts per 1000. After percentage, we will put a 0. After percentage, we will put a 0 to say that parts per 1000, not parts per 100. 100 ml is not a liter, 1000 ml is a liter. That's why after 30% we put a 0 to say that 30 parts per 1000. P means parts, P means per, T means 1000. PPT. Able to understand? It should be represented as, after percentage symbol, you have to put a 0 more, because 1000 per cent means per every 100. Cent means 100. So here we are not counting for 100, 1000 ml we are taking, but it are 1000 grams we are taking. So then it will be one more zero added to percent. That should be read as ppt parts per 1000. Able to understand enough? Right. Now one more factor, ocean currents. Ocean currents are nothing but they are called rivers, ocean rivers. Means they will be flowing from, here you see map of they will be flowing from poles to equator, and either from equator to poles. Poles to equator to poles. From poles it is coming to equator. There is a stream of water, huge stream of water. We have a separate topic called ocean currents. There I will discuss about different warm ocean currents and cold ocean currents. What is drift and stream? We will be coming across in next class. Ocean currents are a mass of water moving in a definite direction from poles to equator to poles in oceans. Why they are called ocean currents? It is happening where? In oceans. That's why they are called ocean currents. So when water is moving from pole to equator, pole origin the salinity decreases, and in equator it will be increasing. And when it moves from equator to polar origin, near equator the salinity will be decreasing, and near the pole it will be increasing. These are the factors. One, evaporation and precipitation. And the second factor is in coastal areas, the quantity of fresh water discharged into sea or coming into sea, and in polar region freezing and thawing. But the transportation of water by the water quantity, the quantity of water transported by wind also influences salinity of a region or a water body. Ocean currents moving from poles to equator to poles, they will be carrying huge quantity of water, and that they will bring a difference in the salinity of a place. Able to understand this, Nana? Now we are going to come across the saltiest or the water bodies which are having more salt in them. But the most saltiest one being Don Juan Pond. Antarctica. In Antarctica, 440 ppm. It will be having 440 ppm. 440 ppm. What is that? Don Juan Pond. Where it is located? Antarctica. 440 ppt for every liter. Next comes 433 pp. Gately. 433 ppt. Gately Pond in Ethiopia. 433 ppt. It is ppt. Gately Pond in Ethiopia and Africa country, East African country. Ethiopia. Got it? And there is 433 degrees. And there is another one, Rabat in Senegal. The name of the next one is Red Bar, 400 ppt. Red Bar, 400 ppt. Red Bar. Red Bar in Senegal. Senegal. Got it? Again, Lake Vanda. Lake Vanda, some 350 ppt in Antarctica. Vanda, V-A-N-D-A, Black Lake Vanda in Antarctica. 350 ppt. 350 ppt. Lake Vanda in Antarctica. These are places where water will consist more salt in it. Got it done? Generally, oceans consist 35 ppt for every liter, but these places you see 440, 433, 400 and 350, and two of them are in Antarctica, and two of them are in one in Africa, two in Africa. One is Ethiopia is in East Africa, Senegal is in West Africa. West African country. That is, Africa will be like this. The continent of Africa will be like this. Here is Ethiopia. This is Ethiopia. Ethiopia. And Senegal, here there is Senegal. Senegal will be here. You have to point this in your, where? Atlas, world atlas, map. Right? One more. Lowest salinity. Baltic Sea. Baltic Sea, less salinity. Something around 2 ppt, something like that. Baltic Sea. Where is this Baltic Sea? In Europe, you see map. This is Norway, Sweden, Finland. Europe map. In the top, it will be like this. In Germany, Poland, and so on. Here, whatever the sea is there. This is called Baltic Sea. Polar region. It is close to, Baltic Sea is close to polar region. Norway, Sweden, Europe. At the top like this it will be Norway, Sweden, Finland. So below this Norway, Sweden there is a sea called Baltic Sea. Baltic Sea. It is the place where that sea will have very lowest salinity. Means water will be very sweet and fresh. And what is the PPT? 5 to 10% it will be. The PPT will be 3 to 15%. 3 to 15%. Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay will be in America. Here what is the salinity? 3 to 15%. 3 to 15%. Just you travel exactly to the parallel to that Baltic Sea, there is a bay called Hudson Bay there in North America. You see, I am drawing a map of North America. Yeah. Here you see there is a bay, Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay. Even it is also having 15 ppt. 3 to 15 ppt. Here also 3 to 15 ppt. But less salinity is found in Baltic Sea, which is below Norway, Sweden in Europe, and you travel parallel to the map right of it. There near America, North America, you will find a bay. This is a bay called Hudson Bay. In that Hudson Bay, you will be finding the same lesser salinity in the world. Places of high salinity: Don John Pond in Antarctica, Getle Pond in Ethiopia, Redba Pond in Senegal, Lake Vanda in Antarctica. Lake Vanda in, see, the highest salinity, Don John Pond 440 ppt. It is existing in Antarctica, the ice-covered region. Getle Pond, Ethiopia, in East Africa, and Redba in West Africa, Senegal, a country called Senegal. And 350 ppt, Lake Vanda, it is existing in Antarctica again. These four are the highest salinity places with the highest salinity, where waters with the highest salinity, lowest salinity, Baltic Sea waters and Hudson Bay. None a time of memory, phone memory is getting down. There is a shortage of storage problem is there. I am concluding class here. Hope you all will understand this lesson well, and notes will be sent by evening to you related to ocean floor, that is relief, ocean relief, and also this particular concept. Thank you all.